Welcome back, Ronin Renegades. I am Lupine Fiasco, this is Daily FaB Gameplay, and today I've got an Azalea match for us to watch. For anyone who is new to the channel, welcome to the Resistance. What we do here is review replays of games that I played on the Talishar client days or weeks ago, after enough time has passed that I lose my bias, and can more objectively judge the quality of my play. I will talk through turn cycles and give my thoughts on the line I would take now, then compare that to the line I took then at the time of recording. We either learn from my mistakes or reinforce good play patterns, with the overall goal of tightening and optimizing our gameplay in the future to take down paper events like ProQuests or Road to Nationals, and most importantly, walk away with that shiny, shiny cardboard. If you would like to check out the list I'm playing here, or try it for yourself on Talishar, the FaB deck link is available in the video description below. While you're down there, if you haven't already done so, please consider subscribing to my channel. A YouTube subscription is the best free way to support me and to make sure that you see daily FaB gameplay in your video feed 5 days a week. If you'd like to go above and beyond, then the best paid way to support me is through Patreon, and a Patreon link is also in the video description. A Patreon subscription will get you DFG Discord access. At higher tiers, your name will be featured in every DFG video, you'll get bonus content every week, and there are more great benefits to come. Daily FaB gameplay will always be free 5 days a week, so for those who can afford to patronize me, I truly appreciate it. Let's talk about our sideboard and some thoughts about the Azalea matchup. This game comes from a series of 4 that I played against Sentia a week and a half ago. Sentia is one of a group of stellar NorCal players, and we've gone back and forth over RTN results a couple of times now. They wanted to test a new Azalea plan versus FaB, and I was happy to get some games with the boy. Compared to the new heroes I showcased last week, Azalea didn't change much in heavy hitters. Her biggest addition is Judge, Jury, Executioner, but the effect is hard to pull off in a traditional Death Dealer list. If Azalea isn't flipping it naturally or grabbing it with Knock the Death Whistle or Memorial Ground, JJE is functionally a 1-for-5 with no text, as DD Azalea has no way to put an aim counter on it. Azalea has fringe playable cards that meet the condition of JJE, but I have no idea whether the card is good enough to warrant a restructuring of the deck. For our purposes, we aren't treating Azalea any differently now than we have been up till this point. Nasty Surprise is a cool new card that interacts favorably with Inertia, Seek and Destroy, or Codex of Frailty, but we need to draw into it at the right time to get that value. Overall, our plan remains the same. We set an Art of War or a Spreading Flames in Arsenal and wait for Azalea to miss her disruption for the turn. For as great as Tenacity is, the card has a lot less utility against heroes like Azalea, who really don't want to be blocking. We're going to board it out for Command and Conquer, which has a lot more utility for disrupting Azalea's ability to get value from her hero power, or Skullbone Crosswrap. Let's shuffle up, and we'll see how we do. We've lost the die roll, and we are going first. This hand is really bad for getting initial value. 4 reds, none of them besides Spreading Flames have natural go again, so we're just going to cycle some of these cards out. We'll filter our Lava Vein Loyalty. I could also see an argument for having pitched Lava Vein and Blaze Headlong to Searing Emberblade, just to get them out of our hand. We really want a blue, so that we can attack with Spreading Flames and our Emberblade, hopefully get a couple 0-cost go-again Draconics attacks in there, and then keep our Lava Burst. Spreading Flames and Lava Burst are the 2 cards we really want to keep here, but Blaze Headlong is a good one too if we draw into that blue. So I do understand not filtering it here, and I think that's fine. We are just going to pass the turn. We will arsenal our Spreading Flames. We want to keep a 3-block in hand in case we need to block. Unfortunately, not drawing into a blue here, we can try to get a little tricky with Brand with Cinderclaw Rising Resentment so that we can, we can't even do that because Spreading Flames is in our arsenal. Overall, we're going to have to pitch a red here, so we could still get a decent turn together. Brand with Cinderclaw, Spreading Flames, Blaze Headlong, Phoenix Flame, Lava Burst. Now, unfortunately, we are getting hit with this red in the ledger. The Deadeye effect is not active, so we are just looking at 8 Dominate. We have no way to block this out in its entirety without giving up all of our equipment. So probably just going to block with the Lava Burst and send Blaze Headlong on our turn. It's a little unfortunate to give up a 3 block. I can see that is not the line I'm choosing to take. I don't know that I agree with this. Again, intending to keep Spreading Flames, Lava Burst, but I don't want to take too much incremental damage from Azalea while I am trying to set up this big turn. Drawing into 2 more reds, that's really unfortunate. I think we were probably supposed to pitch Brand with Cinderclaw to Furnace just to open up another spot in our hand to draw a blue. But we can also say that having seen the top 9 cards of our deck and running 15 blues in the deck, it is statistically unlikely that we wouldn't have drawn one so far. We'll eat the damage from the Bolt and Shot. We need to put something together. We need to make something happen. So what we can look to do with this hand is Brand with Cinderclaw, Snatch, get our Snapdragon value. We could also pitch our Snatch to a Spreading Flames, pitch our Brand with Cinderclaw to Furnace to play another Spreading Flames and pick up Phoenix Flame. Here, the Drill Shot is a little unfortunate. We are going to block with our Furnace, and it will get the Battle Worn counter from Drill Shot, so we'll lose it. Drill Shot is a very, very good card. Choosing the Brand Snatch line, just trying to make something happen. If this Snatch gets blocked, then we could still snap it. Think about pitching a Spreading Flames to a Spreading Flames. Fortunately, we do draw into a yellow. Would still love to have seen a blue here so that we could Spreading Flames Emberblade. But with this yellow, we can still Spreading Flames, Phoenix Flame, Lava Burst. I'm not a big fan of putting all of our damage on one chain. I would have liked to have split up these Spreading Flames, but if we don't play them both here, then we kind of just lose out on a resource. We have a floating resource based on having pitched a yellow. We can't use it for anything. So I think this is fine. Our Phoenix Flame here is going to come in for 3. Our Lava Burst will come in for 8. So we're still dealing a lot of damage. I like breaking Pouncing Links here to find a Lava Burst. This lets us keep our Lava Burst in hand and put it into the arsenal, which will play around Codex of Frailty, potentially setting us up for a big turn that kills Azalea. The hand we draw into is okay. We can block with it. That is the best use of this hand. If we could keep our Nasty Surprise and maybe a Command and Conquer, that would be enough to Mounting Anger, Emberblade, Phoenix Flame, Lava Burst. But of course, with red in the ledger, that is no longer an option. So here we are going to make a play, and I believe I left this in. So we block with Nasty Surprise, then undo. And the reason for this is that we want to block with our Mounting Anger instead. What we're going to do on our turn is pitch Salt the Wound to attack with Command and Conquer. And that's the turn. We're threatening Azalea's arsenal, but the reason we're blocking with Mounting Anger here instead of Nasty Surprise, even though we're taking 1 more point of damage from red in the ledger, is that red in the ledger has a Blood Rot attached to it. So we block here, we take 6, and on our turn we pitch Nasty Surprise to the Blood Rot to prevent the damage. So we only take 6 from this turn cycle. If we did it the other way, if we blocked with Nasty Surprise, we would take 5 from red in the ledger. We would attack with CNC, pitching our Salt the Wound. We would then have our Mounting Anger in hand, which could not pay for Blood Rot, and we would take 7 over the turn cycle. So it does look a bit unintuitive to take more damage from Red in the Ledger here than we have to, but overall, because we can pay the Blood Rot tax, we prevent damage in the long run. Drawing into a pretty solid looking hand here. We are going to be able to play out our entire hand. We will get our Shuko value with Lava Burst. We have 2 4-power attacks in hand, so this turn is looking really good. The Lace with Frailty effect here doing big work. That's going to prevent 2 damage overall from our Emberblade and our Lava Burst in Arsenal. That is unfortunate. This is something that happens in the Azalea matchups, is random frailties just getting more value than they should. But we're still not blocking here. We are intending to deal a ton of damage. Ronin Renegade, Emberblade, Blaze Headlong, Mounting Anger, Phoenix Flame, Lava Burst is a ton of damage that is either killing Azalea or getting cards plus armor. So here we do make a slight sequencing mistake that we get punished for. This Mounting Anger gets covered by a Sink Below. We can't always put Azalea on Sink Below, but we can play around it. So my thought at the time was, Mounting Anger hits, it buffs up Blaze Headlong. Blaze Headlong for 5 sounds really impressive. But if we lead with Blaze Headlong, then attack with Mounting Anger, we can pick up our Phoenix Flame and give that the Mounting Anger buff and still get our value. The important thing is getting the extra point of damage from Mounting Anger's hit trigger. And if we suspect that our Azalea opponent might be on defense reactions, it's unlikely that she is going to hold it for Mounting Anger. She doesn't know what's in our hand. She doesn't know what our turn looks like. If we Blaze Headlong for 4, it's very likely that she's just going to snap block to get that full 4 points of value. If she holds it too long, then maybe the line is Blaze Headlong, Brand with Cinderclaw, Phoenix Flame, and now she's losing value on that Sink Below. So we lose our point of damage from Mounting Anger because had we attack with Blaze Headlong, that gets blocked by the Sink Below, and now where Azalea is taking this 4, maybe she doesn't. Maybe she's giving us a card and equipment to not take the Mounting Anger damage. So Lava Burst here comes in for 5. It puts Azalea to 1, which is that point of damage from Mounting Anger, which maybe got equipment from Azalea, or maybe got a card from her hand. We draw into a pretty clunky one. The most we can hope for here is the opportunity to block. Maybe I should have taken the opportunity to block there, just put a 3 block in front of the Ravenous Rabble. At the time, I'm thinking that we are going to fire off an Art of War if we can. Codex puts a stop to that. Azalea grabbing Searing Shot for 7. We have the ability to either cover all of it if we overblock, or we underblock and take 2. I think that taking the 2 points of damage here and going to 1 is better than overblocking with Shuko. I would like to save the Shuko to cover up exact damage. Our turn is going to be Brand with Cinderclaw Snatch, hoping to get something from Azalea besides just cards. I am hoping that the Snatch catches Azalea with all 2 blocks, but does not do so. We still get a number of cards from Azalea's hand, but the fact that she is giving us those 3 blocks makes me think that she's good, she's set. Azalea throwing the Ravenous Rabble here for 4, revealing a defense reaction. We do need to cover this up so we can block this with our Shuko and a 2 block from hand. We want to keep our Warmonger's Diplomacy and our Rising Resentment so that we can Assuming Azalea does nothing for the rest of this turn, we can Rising Resentment, Amber Blade, Phoenix Flame, Phoenix Flame. Azalea does not do nothing. She plays Codex instead, grabbing a Remorseless. We're just going to pick up a Snatch. We'll discard our Phoenix Flame so that we can block the Remorseless and not be dead. Worth noting that if Azalea had blocked with her Tunic on an earlier turn, that doesn't change how this turn cycle went for us. If Azalea grabs a Searing Shot, we still need to block with 2 cards from hand. And Azalea gets to cover up the Snatch with just a single arrow. Notably, she has the Sink below in Arsenal, so even without a Frailty token there, she can still 1-card block. And we just get hit by a giant dominated Infecting Shot. So Azalea putting that one to bed. We played a tight game, but we just couldn't get there in the end. Our slip up with the Mounting Anger cost us an important point of damage, but I'm not convinced that it actually cost us the game. As we saw, Azalea could have blocked with the Spring Tunic and still had the same sequence of events play out. If she had blocked with the Cross Wrap instead, maybe we get there in the end. Maybe Azalea does a risky flip and pulls that Sink Below off the top of the deck, or something goes slightly different. But overall, I don't think there was much different we could have done in that game. Back-to-back codices at the end of the game is a tough position to win from, as we can't apply pressure and also put cards into our arsenal. As I said, we played 4 games in the series. We went 50-50 overall, and that supports my idea of this matchup, which is that it's as close to a 50-50 as FaB can get. Winning or losing really comes down to resolving our power cards before Azalea can resolve hers, and seeing a pivotal Art of War early can make up for a lot of play errors. So I do hope you enjoyed this game. I hope you learned something. If so, be sure to head jab that like button. My comments are always open for any questions or feedback. Again, if you have not already done so, please consider a YouTube subscription. They're free, they help me a lot, but whether you do or you don't, I will see you back here tomorrow for more daily FaB gameplay. Until then, take care.